video don't do it justice. Right in front of some sticks, and he just picked it right up. Ooh.
Check one time, it's Danny do like a satellite flying through. Ride on a boat while the sky's blue. Nighttime too. We don't give a damn, dog. With a net, with a bug, couple tall cans of the bug getting high like a red-tailed hawk. Looking for the spot, that oyster bed where the biggest get caught with a net spread. Shoot the breeze, dance the wind. Ball in the water, better know how to swim where the gators lurk. Crickets chirp, then it's up in the morning, gotta get to work. Riding through the channel with a flannel on my back, but a hit hot rat, smoking loud at a ziplock sack. Papa Lucy smoking on the doobie dragons in the sky, got me buzzing like a dragonfly. Floating down the water like a manatee. Me, Sean J, Charlie Farley, little hole in the boat, got a little leak. Keep a cup in the boat, wanna ride with me. Wanna ride with me? Can't be chigga boy down south, so the bread moonshine sipper boy, Twisted J, light it up, go ahead, hit it boy, throw the net, bring it back, man, we fishing boy. Man, I do it right like batter on a fish. Paper towel, platter, hush puppy on the dish. We ride that jumbo like Indians in a tribe. We ride that jumbo all day and all night. We ride that jumbo, talk can, sip and shine. Ride round on that jumbo.
So, welcome to the series premiere of the Red Raccoon. This is going to be a new channel. Be the first channel I've ever done. You know, just to have some fun and do some fishing, and you know, just to document some stuff that happens out here on the Potomac River. Move this out of the way. This is a very bare setup. We're just going to videotape on the phone and stuff, and don't really have any plans for this channel other than just to have some fun. And honestly, it wasn't even, you know, my idea. My wife, Tiff, said, babe, you're so funny, and so much crazy stuff happens to you and stuff out there. She's like, you should start a YouTube channel, people would love it, yada yada. And I'm like, yeah, that's not really me, you know. Well, that goes, look her there, that goes about par for the course. First cast on the Red Raccoon, all tangled up. See, that's what I'm talking about. Crazy shit happens to me out here, and nobody would ever believe, not even half of the stuff that I would say. This, you know, it don't even sound real. Some of it, crazy shit happens out here. I'm like, man, I wish I'd have got that on video and stuff. But anyway, let's try it out one more time. Welcome to the Red Raccoon, first cast. Let's go have some fun. Let's check out the Potomac River. This place is an absolute stunning fishery. I've been fishing out here altogether probably 5 or 6 years, close to 6 years now. Absolutely love it. Fell in love with this place. You know, there's some other fisheries up here in Northern Virginia and in mid Virginia and stuff, and they're great too. I've gone to a few of them, but I live right on the river. Right here at Fort Belvoir, there's a campground right here. And I stay in that campground. I can look out my window every morning and see the river, and it's absolutely stunning. I'm in love with the river. It's kept me here as long as I've been, and you know, this place has a special place in my heart. I'll never forget it. So a little background: I'm from Noonan, Georgia. I'm a Georgia boy. I grew up fishing the rivers and the reservoirs in Georgia and stuff. Just got a bite. Oop. That's with me, y'all. But anyway, came up here to work back in 2018, and so the funny story is, you know, I've been working in the oil and gas industry for, I don't know, 15, 14 years, something like that. And got a job offer, got 2 job offers on the same day. One was in Ohio, and one was here in DC for Washington Gas and Light. The Ohio job paid a good bit more. So I said, well, let me see what's up with this. And I'm looking around, And in the past, I've taken my boat with me on some of these jobs so I can have some stuff to do. And so I'm looking in Ohio, and I'm like, wherever this job was, I don't even remember. But I'm looking on Google Maps. I'm like, well, I don't see any lakes. I zoom out a little bit. I don't really see any rivers close to where I was working at. And I was like, man, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. And I switch over to Washington, D.C. I'm like, oh, yeah, the Potomac River. Called the people. I said, yeah, I'll take the job. So the Potomac River is the whole reason why I took this job when I did. And came up here the first day with my boat, and just like I said, fell in love with it. Great, awesome place to fish. It could be absolutely wonderful, or it could absolutely kick your ass. But when I first came out here, I immediately, was catching fish. Back home, it ain't nothing to go out and get skunked. It's tough down there, some of them places. But when I came here, I just was doing what I normally do. I love frog fishing and things like that. More power fisherman, even though I'm a Senko guy. That's some people might hate on the Senko, but bro, let me tell you, I absolutely crush on just a basic Texas rig weightless Senko. I've hurt some feelings with this thing. So anyway, yeah, you can come out here and catch some fish. It must be purged out here or something, because they were nibbling at me. So anyway, spent a lot of time out here, fished a lot of tournaments. I've done really good and I've done really bad. Won some money, and I've kind of somewhat found my place in the local fishing scene. They know the white boy with the long hair. They fucking with me, y'all. They know the white boy with long hair and the yellow bow. It's just, I'm hard to miss. So by the way, the Red Raccoon, I would never do that. That's not me. I'm not trying to be whatever. My wife's like, you should start your YouTube channel, call you the Red Raccoon. I'm like, oh, okay. Why am I the Red Raccoon? Yeah. She says, I look like a raccoon, but I'm red. I don't really tan. I'll tan a little bit, but most of the time I turn red. So I'm the Red Raccoon. That's what she said. So I'm gonna take her advice, and that's what we are. We're Red Raccoon over here. So yeah, man, this is it. We're gonna come out here and fish, and we're gonna make some videos, and this is very basic. I don't have a GoPro or anything set up. Maybe in the future, we'll see how it goes, but just having fun, man. And I do like to document some of my fishing, times and tides and places, because that's a real big thing out here, is the tides, man. I mean, that is the main thing out here, and it took me a long time to figure it out. I mean, I've always known it, and I'm not going to say I got anything figured out by any means. As soon as you think you got it figured out, you done got spun out. So, but I think that's a real fun part of this fishery is, it puts an extra little element into the game out here, and if you can use it to your advantage, it could be a real big plus in your boat. You know what I'm saying? Because it can seem like it's a real tough thing, and then you hit the tide just right, and it changes your whole day. So it can be fun. You come out here, and the day sucks, or it's just not working out, and when that tide switches and hits just right, it goes from a crappy day to probably, possibly the best day you've ever had. So, a lot of these other places is just, when it sucks, it sucks. It's not going to change. It just is what it is that day. here, that's not so much the fact. So anyway, yeah, it is August 28th, 2025. We are in Chickamunxin Creek, one of my favorite creeks on the river. You know, I think this creek gets somewhat overlooked, in my opinion. I mean, guys that know it, know it. I mean, it's a big creek. It's one of the major creeks on the river. But you don't see as much boat traffic in here as you do some of the other creeks. Mattawoman, Aquia, you know, some of these other bigger creeks. But I love this creek. It's got a little bit of everything. You know, you got a big grass mat bay out here. You have a long meandering channel with hard grass edges, and then it goes back to a stretch with some blowdowns and hardwood, and then goes even further back to some much shallower creek water with some grass and stuff. So it's got about everything. It can, when it's good, it's good. But I think from what I've seen in the past, and especially last year, this creek doesn't get good till the grass is right. And what I mean by that is, you know, the grass kind of has to mat up a little bit, and it changes from year to year. Like, you know, one year the grass comes in early, or it comes in late, or the grass never really went away from the year before, so it's kind of dead. And it, you know, you get in some of these areas where the grass isn't alive and it's dead and mucky. It's hard to fish, and in my opinion, I don't think the fish get in it as much, you know, because you got to have the oxygen levels and stuff. If the grass is just dead and it's a big algae muck, you know, unless you're punching, which I am not good at, and I got to get better at, and I'm hoping to get better at, it can be kind of hard. And there's a blow up. That's just what I'm looking for. I came out here to check today to figure out, so the grass has come in good in the bay out here. It was a little late this year, I think. All the grass died off from last year. There was a big nasty mat out here at the end of the year, but it was in November and October, it was phenomenal for a frog bite. Now I kept coming out here throughout the year, you know, and it just wasn't ready yet in any of it. In the back, I mean, haven't really done good in here at all. I come here ever so often, stick my nose in here, and it's like, but the last couple times I've come in here, I'm like, wow, that grass out there in the bay is getting pretty nice. So I'm gonna spend some time this week. Like I said, it is August 28th. We got Labor Day weekend this weekend. I have some extra time off. I got 5 days off. Today's Thursday. I got Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday off. 5 days. On the 6th, there's a BFL. That's Phoenix BFL Super Tournament. I think that was great. It's a 2-day tournament. I signed up. It'd be my first tournament, BFL MLF tournament that I fished as a boater. I fished a few as a non-boater out here, co-angler, just because I'd never fished the big tournaments before, and I was really just trying to get some extra insight on how people fish out here. I mean, I got some buddies and everybody talks and stuff, but I fish out of my boat 99% of the time. Up until this year, I've had some partners and stuff, but I actually fished a lot by myself. I enjoy fishing by myself. I can kind of get tuned in, locked in. You know, but anyway, I wound up getting hooked up with a partner this year, my old buddy Curb, and super cool dude, man. Love the guy, do anything for you. And we've done pretty good this year. We should have done a lot better. We've had some tournaments, some just, we haven't had a bad tournament. We had 2 tournaments early this year. March and April. I typically don't do good out here in March, and that's kind of what happened. We kind of took a big swing on our first one in March and went up to DC to fish some of the warm water discharges. It didn't work out. I think we weighed in 1 or 2 fish. That was for Potomac teams. We weighed them in just to, you know, you never know how the year goes. But anyway, we got better as the year went. We pulled a check in May. We pulled a check. We had, what the hell do we have? We had like 16 pounds. So we did good on that one. But man, we just had, I don't want to call it bad luck, but we have lost so many fish. In them earlier tournaments, we had fish coming off, breaking off, coming off at the boat, at the net. I mean, dude, I'm not gonna lie. If we would have caught half the fish that came off on us earlier in the year, we would be kicking their ass this year. Right now in teams, we're sitting 30th. We just fished the last tournament, regular season tournament of the year. I guess last weekend. We only caught, that was another one, man. Oh no, wait, was that one? No, I'm forgetting here. No, we had 5 fish. I don't know, we had like 11 or 12 pounds. We didn't pull a check. Anyway, if we could have had our shit together and caught the fish that we missed and stuff, I personally believe we'd be in that top 10. That is not easy to do out here. There is some sticks out here. These guys have been fishing this river their whole life. So, you know, I take some pride in that, you know, for somebody to come out here and just, you know, be an outsider and come in and you can, you know, compete. Hey man, that's good. So me and Kurt been fishing. So yeah, we won a couple Wednesday night tournaments. We won like 2 Wednesday night tournaments out of Poheck. Last night we fished, we got second. And it was the same thing with the Wednesday night tournaments. We had a lot of fish come off. You know, we should have won a couple more of those. One tournament, this was earlier in the year, we had 5 fish. We had like 12 pounds. We knew we had 12 pounds. But I was just assuming, I was like, dude, people have been catching some big bags. I was like, dude, we're gonna need 15 pounds to win this thing. And we waited to the last minute. I'm like, dude, I know there's a big fish here. We'd missed a couple that night, and we stayed too late. I was trying to get one. I was like, man, we just need that one bite. And we stayed too late, and we got back like 3 minutes late. And if we wouldn't have been late, we got penalized. If we wouldn't have been late, we would have got second. So like, bruh, just dumb shit, you know, just dumb shit. But it's been fun. So let's see, we got the, what's left for the year. We got I think the next one is September 28th, so it's like a month from now, is Battle Series Championship. And then I think it's the next weekend is Teams Classic. That's a 2-day. That'll be the last teams. And then a few weeks later in October is Battle on the Border for Battle Series. Ed runs that one. Ed puts on a really good event. Love Ed to death. Shout out to Ed and Potomac River Battle Series. He does that. He does Potomac Super Series and Super Solo Series. I didn't fish Solo Series. Last year I fished Super Series. Didn't do good at all on Super Series until the championship. That was a 2-day event. And me and my buddy Matt Hollins, we fished that. The first day we did all right. I think we had like 12 or 13 pounds. We had a plan for the second day. We went, dropped the boat in the water on the second day, go to start the boat won't start. Click, 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 fucking starter went out. I'm like, oh my God, dude, what the hell, man? Well, there you go. See, that's the kind of shit I'm talking about. Flapping my gums, and it wasn't big. But anyway, boat wouldn't start. So I'm like, Matt, look, man, whatever you want to do, man. If you want to hop out or hop in, it is what it is, man. I'm gonna fish. I'm just gonna put the trolling motor down and hit one of these creeks right here. And we did, and we fished most of the day there, and it was, it started, first thing in the morning, caught a massive snakehead, and Ed will throw a snakehead side pot in there on his tournaments, which I always get. I've won several of his snakehead side pots, so I try to always get in on the snakehead because you just never know. But any day, man, we just put our head down that day, ran that trolling motor and grinded. And man, we caught 14 or 15 pounds, which put us in 6th place for that series. We won $1,800. We won big snakehead, and we got 6, I think. So we pulled the check. That was really cool. There was a little bit more to that story, but that's for another time. But yeah, just out here grinding, man, just having fun, and love it out here. I said I was going to come out here today and throw the frog, but I picked the Cinco up as I was making my way up to the mat. But I've seen a couple blow-ups out here, which is more than I can say for like yesterday. Like some days I'll see some more action out on these mats, but yesterday the mat was dead. I know some people are catching them on the frog out there, but for me this year, which is crazy, the frog has been not very good for me this year, which is unbelievable because this is my bitch, dude. Like, the frog is my hoe, and I have not been able to get the frog going for this year yet, but it's coming. We're almost in September. Last year, September, October, into November, the frog was fucking dangerous. So, looking for that to, threw that frog out there and something popped right beside it. Probably scared it. But I'll take that back though. The frog, it picked up in June. I had a good little grass mat in June, like post spawn, that, man, when it picked up, that son of a bitch was nasty, boy. And did good with it for a little while, then it just died. Haven't been able to really get it back up since. So just been grinding through the year. Definitely gonna pick the frog up a lot more now because it's definitely coming back. if I'm gonna do good in this BFL, the frog is gonna have to come into play, because these mats are getting more and more choked out, which is good. It's holding the fish. That's what you want. You know, I feel like the grass was a little late this year. Like I said, we had a really, really cold winter, so I think it killed a lot of the grass, which, you know, I think is good, because you don't get a cold winter and the grass don't die all the way. Then the next year, it's just old grass and it gets all nasty, which might be good for the punching guys. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a puncher, so I need to get better at it, but it's such a patience thing with the punching. You know, you're flipping a little spot here, a little spot there, give it a little bump, and then on to the next, and it just the main thing with that is, in my opinion, is to just know you're around fish. If you know you're around fish and you know they're there, you can, in my mind at least, I can calm down and slow down and be like, well, it's coming. I'll just run into them. But we're gonna work on that. I think the punching is gonna really come into play over the next 2 months or so. So, see how that goes. I say I'm gonna do it, but I get impatient with it and go back to what I know. I tell you what, if this frog bite picks up, it's gonna be real hard to put it down. Because I can go catch a limit. You know, I've been consistently able to catch about 12 pounds. You know, that ain't gonna get you a check out here. Go out here, catch you 12 pounds, pick up the frog, and go looking for a fathead. Then you're talking. So that's the plan. Oh, and by the way, this channel has zero censorship. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. And if you don't like it, see that little X button up there? You can hit that. And everybody says hit like and subscribe. If you don't like it, hit that down button. If you like it, hit it up and subscribe. Because I don't give a shit. I'm just doing this for me and my family and my friends, and hopefully people enjoy it and get a laugh and enjoy me catching some fish. We've just made our way to the back of the mat here. Looks good. Water's clean, the grass is good and healthy. We got a low tide today. Right now it's like 6 o'clock. Over the last couple weeks, or not couple weeks, but over the last week or so, there was a Hurricane Aaron came up the East Coast, and it pushed a lot of water up into the river. And we got some extremely high tides. And like yesterday, like Monday was like the first legitimate low tide we've had in a long time. And when I say low, it was low. Couldn't get to a lot of my holes that have been doing pretty good over the last few weeks. So got another good low tide here. It's not crazy, but it's workable. The high tides are tough. I mean, it depends. I don't mind a high tide. I actually like a high tide because I can get back into some shit that you can't necessarily always get to. But I feel like it spreads the fish out a little more. But what do I know? You learn something every day. You know, that's something I always say, man. I don't ever have a bad day fishing. You can't get upset about it. I try to, on a day, even if I get skunked, if I learn something that day, that's a win. Learn something. You may not always learn what to do. You might learn what not to do. And that's going to save your ass on another day. You know, it's going to save you time. You know, sometimes learning what not to do is just as important as what to do. So, always try to take something from it and get better every day. I mean, this looks juicy. There ain't no reason there shouldn't be some fish up in this mat. Water's clean. I like cleaner water. I like to be able to see in the grass and stuff, especially when I'm fishing the Senko and stuff. But even with the frog and the mat, like if the water's real clean, if you throw way up in the grass, you know, that gives you a little cover, so they're not really seeing your line and stuff like that. So if the water's clean, that's not a big deal if you're fishing the mat. It helps the fish see, but the mat covers up the top. I think these grass mats are going to be the deal over the next few weeks. Like I said, they're coming in real good. I'm sure there's some stuff some other people prefer to hit and stuff, but I think you find the key mats that are holding fish, and if you can break them down real good and use the tide to your advantage to figure out some things, I think that's how some of these tournaments are going to be won. That's my plan, at least, anyway. This frog was good coming through here. You got a little scum on the top, which is good. A little bit of scum is good. The grass on top that's topped out on this low tide is still clean and alive. But I think some scum. God bless. If this is a bass, bro, I think this is a snakehead. Yeah, that's a snakehead. These fucking snakehead. Oh, he swallowed it too. Oh, man. Yep. That's a big one. That's a dragon, son. God, I hate these things. I love the snakehead, but man, dude, I have not been catching any snakehead this year. This is the first big snakehead I've caught. Dude, the snakehead out here used to fucking dominate. It was so aggravating with the snakehead. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna have to come back. Swallowed it. That's about as far back as it goes in the snakehead mouth. He didn't play around.
Ride around on that jumbo.